I have some fond memories about the Euro Cup. My first article ever in print was my prediction in 2008 Euro Cup that Iker Casillas, a 1981 born, will go on to win the Euro. Even in 2021, the year of birth of the captain will decide as to who will be that gentleman who will lift the Euro Cup. So, who is going to be? Let's talk about that. See, there is magic in some years, and there is also a logical progression to these years when some of the greatest achievers in any field are born. 1981 was one such year. In that year, the planets Uranus and Neptune came into a nascent exaltation. Exaltation means a strong position, nascent means just entered in. And that was very powerful. It was so powerful that Iker Casillas not just won a Euro, but he also went on to win a World Cup and then once again a Euro. So, after this 1981 year, the fabulous year, the next year, the logical progression went on to the year 1983. Philipp Lahm of Germany won the Football World Cup in 2014. And then after 1983, the next important batch was the year 1985-86. In fact, even before the start of the tournament of Euro 2016, I had predicted that a 1985 or a 1986 born would win the cup. And Cristiano Ronaldo, a 1985 born, won the Euro. And in 2018 World Cup, I had once again predicted, even before a ball was kicked in the tournament, I had written that the Football World Cup would be won by a captain born in the year 1986 or 87, and 1986 born Hugo Lloris went on to win the World Cup. So, what I am trying to tell you is that there is a sequence, there is a logic, there is a systematic progression in the years when a captain is born who will win a major tournament. So, which year would that captain be born? Who would win the 2021 Euro? We are going to talk about that now. So, now if I am going to do all of those statistics and studies and research, finally I have arrived at those two magical years. And the years, I mean, there are two set of years actually, 1986-87 born captains or a 1990, early 1990s born captain would go on to win the Euro. That is what is the decision that I have arrived at. Okay. So, now what does it mean is that, okay, now why am I talking about 1986-87? Because this is the year when the planets Neptune and Uranus got into deep exaltation. In 1981, it was nascent exaltation, but in 1986-87, it was deep exaltation. So, that is very powerful year. And in 1990, 91, 92 and 93, besides Neptune being strong, the planet Pluto entered into its own house after 250 years. Now, that is very, very powerful. So, these are the two sets of captains, I would say, that have a chance to win the Euro in 2021. So, what it means is that I am going to eliminate all the other captains born in all the other years. Oh, no, what does it mean is that Italy is not going to win the tournament this time because Giorgio Chiellini is not born in these years. In fact, even Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal is going to miss out. And you know what? Even Luka Modric of Croatia is going to crash out, and even Spain is not going to be winning the tournament this time. So we started with 24 teams, and we are left with 12 teams now, after we have eliminated all the other teams. So we have done the first level of screening based on the year of birth of the captain. Now, if we need to dig deeper, we need to also look at the date of birth of the captains. So that will give us a bigger clue as to who would be that gentleman who will lift the Euro. So let's start with the 1986 born captains. So when I'm digging deeper into these captains' birth details, what I'm seeing is that there are 4 countries of captains, whose captains were born in the year 1986, but then their charts are not good enough to win a Euro. And the captains belong to the countries Finland, Slovakia, Hungary, and Denmark. So these 4 teams will be eliminated. And if I'm looking at the 1990s born captains, what I'm seeing is that there are 2 teams whose captains don't have it in them to win the Euro, and they belong to Scotland and Switzerland. Oh, now we only have 6 teams. So we started with 24, now we have finally arrived at the 6 teams, and we are going to go one step further. So initially we started with 24 teams, we did the initial screening based on the year of birth, then we did the further screening based on the date of birth of the captain, and now if we have to go one step further, then we need to look into something else, and that is the achievements of the captain, and there is something called as the Karmic Quota. Now, what is the Karmic Quota? Karmic Quota means that every captain has got only a particular set of successes that he can achieve in his life based on his birth data, the planets during the time when he was born. And one cannot achieve more than what is destined to be achieved. So let's look at the 1986 born captains, the left captains. We have only 2 captains now. So let's look at these 2 captains and see as to do they really have it in them to do it. So let's start with, what I'm seeing is that you have German coach Joachim Low. Now Joachim Low has already won a World Cup. And if you look into his chart further, we're also looking at the charts of the coaches, don't forget that. Okay, now when we are going into the larger, deeper perspective, we need to also look at the coach's chart. And we are seeing that Joachim Low has already exhausted his Karmic Quota. Not just that, even Manuel Neuer has been a part of that World Cup winning team, but he was not the captain at that time. But then, just the last year, he has been the captain of the team which won the Champions League. So what it means is that even Manuel Neuer has exhausted his Karmic Quota of success. So what it means is that Germany cannot win the Euro in 2021. Now, Hugo Lloris, Didier Deschamps, do they have it in them? They are the current reigning world champions. Hugo Lloris' chart doesn't really promise another huge success. And very importantly, Didier Deschamps has won 2 major tournaments as a player, as a captain, the World Cup and the Euro Cup. And besides it, he has also won a World Cup as a coach. And he has really exhausted everything that is there in his quota. And there is no way can France repeat this. I repeat this, France cannot. And I'm sure that it must be coming as a shock to many of you. But I will tell you what, France cannot win the Euro 2021. In fact, so we are left with none of the 1986 born captains here. In fact, I'll tell you what, if you dig deeper into the 1986 born captains, you will see that in the last few years, many of the Premier Leagues and Champion Leagues have been won by captains who were born in the years 1986-87. predominantly 86. So, I mean, think of your Vincent Company, Sergio Ramos. Okay, there are so many examples. So, I would say that in fact, the entire patch of 1986-87, that patch has lost its capacity to win another major tournament. So, what it means is that the next Euro Cup champion would only be captained by someone who was born in the years 1990, 91, 92 or 93. So, let us look at these 4 teams with us and see as to who has the best chance to win the Euro. So, now before we go further, I want to tell you something. So, does it mean that only these 4 teams are going to win? So, first thing that we need to know is that only a 1990s born captain is going to win. So, that is something which is an unsaid rule. It is very clear now. But does that mean only these 40 people can win? No, not at all. There could also be, now understand that this is football. In football, there can be injuries. And in football, the coach can have his own ideas. The coach can decide that, okay, this captain, my current captain doesn't have it in him to, win this match for me, so let me replace him, and he has someone else. So, even amongst the current teams, whom we have already eliminated, if any of those team captains are replaced by a 1990 born player as the captain, then even they have the chance to win the Euro. So, don't forget that. Okay? So, that's something very important. Now, let's talk about these 4 teams. If you're going to ask me, which is the best team? And whenever I'm saying anything, please understand it's only astrologically, okay? I don't know anything about football, so I'm not talking about anything about football skills here. I'm talking about astrological planetary strengths. So, which is the team which is the best astrologically balanced team in the entire 2021 Euro squad? The team is England. England is the best team. Harry Kane has got the best horoscope. Southgate has got the best horoscope amongst all the coaches. Now, does it mean that England is going to win this tournament? Not necessarily. You know why? Because even in 2014, I was under this dilemma. In 2014, I was not very sure because the best captain in display at that point of time was Hugo Lloris. But I also saw that there is another captain, which is Cristiano Ronaldo. He also has got a good chart. So, what happens is the best captain always wins the best tournament. So, which is the best tournament in football? The best tournament, the tournament which makes a player a legend is the World Football Tournament, the FIFA World Cup. The FIFA World Cup winning champion is the greatest. So, what it means is that Harry Kane has got the best chart, but I would say that he may actually go on to win even bigger tournaments. So, that's the reason I'm a little wary. So, which means we also need to look at the second best team, and that second best man we have inside is Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard of Belgium has got a fantastic chart. I mean, I wouldn't even say second best, he's got a very good horoscope. Fabulous horoscope. And mind you, he's also born in the early 90s. Harry Kane is 93 born, Eden Hazard is 91, and he's Jan 91 born, which is as close to 1990. So, he has got a better chances. He's also in the astrological logical progression, he's ahead of Harry Kane. So, there is a possibility that Harry Kane can be, probably beaten by Eden Hazard, and Eden Hazard may win this 2021 Euro Championship. Possible. Okay? So, that team is a very, very important team. But you know what, sometimes, what happens? You may have an underdog story. You may have a story of a dark horse. And in this tournament, if there is going to be a dark horse, I would say the dark knight in shining armor is going to be Jorginho Wijnaldum. This gentleman of Netherlands, the captain of Netherlands, got a very good horoscope. Even the coach has got a very good horoscope. So, if Netherlands goes on to win, and he also, mind you, Wijnaldum is also born in 1990, okay, which is a little ahead. So, there is, if at all, there is going to be a dark horse who may go on to win, who may surprise many people, and not many of them are betting that this team can win, but then this team can really do it. And if there is any team that can do it, and that team is Netherlands. And do you people remember the 1992 Euro? What happened in 1992? Do you remember that? Do you remember the story of Denmark? What did Denmark do? Denmark was not originally supposed to be in the finals, but then some other team couldn't come, and then they got an entry, and they didn't really qualify, but then they got an entry into the Euro. They surprised everyone, and they went on to create history, and they became the Euro champions. In fact, there was something even bigger, something more miraculous, something more magical happened in 2004 when Greece bet all the popular and the more stronger teams and went on to create magical history, and that happened in 2004 when they won the Euro. And if there is any team amongst these 24 teams who can create that magic, a story of a miraculous, magical history happening this time, and that team is in this time Euro, the team is going to be, you can see it on your screen, and that is Czech Republic. Czech Republic's captain, he has got a fantastic chart. Vladimir Darida. He's got a superb horoscope. Even the coach has got a fantastic chart. And if at all there is going to be a miracle, then I would say that Czech Republic are the ones who can create that miracle. But anyways, okay, these are exceptions. Okay, Netherlands and Czech Republic may make it, may not make it, but the team that has got the highest chances, of course, to do it is England and Belgium. And of course, don't forget about the two teams. But also remember that any of the other teams whose captains are changed and were born in the 1991, 92 and 93 can also win that. So don't forget that. So what I can tell you is that the captain who would lift the Euro trophy on the 11th of July 2021 would be born in the years 1990, 91, 92 or 93. That is my promise to you.